Today we are going to study service innovation. So today's lecture will be on service innovation. Okay, like we have new product development. Similarly, we have new services development, and there are various different ways by which we can produce new product, or we can categorize new products into various categories like new to the world, new product line extension, improvements and revision to the existing products, or the repositioning or the cost reduction. All in all these way, we can launch new product, or the we can say by these six there are six ways by which we can develop new product. Similarly, we can also develop new services, and these services can be categorized as a major or radical innovation, startup business, new services for the currently served market, service line extension, service improvement, and style changes. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the six ways by which we can launch new services. Basically, services innovation are of two types, like major innovation and minor style changes. Major and minor. So major introduction of services are very few. Minor, you will see most of the cases. In most of the cases, there will be minor innovations, like it may be service line extension or service improvements or style changes. So in most of the cases there will be minor changes. It is very difficult to introduce altogether new services, because a lot of discovery and innovation already has happened in the service sector, and service sector contribute a lot to GDP. So already we have very good services, and it is very difficult to find out major new services. Major innovations are new services for the market as yet undefined. So which the major innovations will be innovation which are not yet defined. So when you introduce new services as a major introductions, then you will define that particular services. So first category we discuss is major innovation or radical innovation. In this you will have examples, like we have a first broadcast television services. Suppose for example, I don't know, for example we consider BBC. BBC is the company which first broadcasted television, which first started television services. Before that, television services were not available. So the BBC will be the first company who has launched major innovation. So major innovations are the new services for the markets, and they are not yet defined. Second example is Federal Express overnight package delivery services. So Federal Express, everybody knows this company, very big company in USA, and they started overnight or one day delivery services for these small packages. And we have a three advertisement, like Flying Tigers delivers 40 years of worldwide experience to Federal Express overnight. So they have a 40 years of experience in the delivery or the courier services, and they have started new services, overnight courier services. Then in the second advertisement we can see, now you know which one come first. Is it a chicken or is it a FedEx courier? So in the third advertisement, they have written absolutely positively overnight the story of Federal Express. So here, the reason showing these three advertisement is that they have overnight small package delivery services, which is totally new. Earlier, such a type of services were not available. Courier services were available, but overnight, within one day, a courier service was not available. Many innovations now and in the future will evolve from information, computer, and internet-based technology. So, major new innovation, they are likely to happen with the help of computer, with the help of information, and with the help of internet-based technology like IoT, Internet of Things. Information, like Amazon is using information of their customers, how many times they do purchase, what are their preferences, what is their purchasing history. On basis of that, using data science, using business analytics, they are introducing more services. So it is said that in the future, new services, new major services will be launched with the help of information, or with the help of computer, or with the help of internet based technologies. Often these major innovations create brand new markets. So those who are major innovation, those who are radical big innovation to the service industry, will definitely create very big market. Next category is startup business. Now startup businesses consist of new services for a market already served by existing products that meet the same need. So already there are company who are providing uh, services, and startup business will enter into that particular field, but and they will also provide the similar services, but they will provide in a very different way. Like Ola Cab, they earlier taxi service was available, but Ola started taxi services with the help of their software or app. There is one more example, like many new mobile phone applications are also example of startup businesses. So nowadays we have very many mobile application, Swiggy, Zomato, lot of different applications you must be using every day. Then health maintenance organization, to provide an alternative form of healthcare delivery. So there are many organization for the maintenance of the health, like there are some health insurance companies, and if they start providing new healthcare delivery, then we can say that that is new services they have started. Then online banking for the financial transaction. So there is a bank who is not providing online banking, and they through their uh, through their mobile app, or through with the help of internet, they started providing online banking service. Then door to door airport shuttle services that compete with the traditional taxi services. So taxi services are available, but there is a one more startup who is just providing door to door airport shuttle service. So they are just providing services from one place to airport, and from airport to the customer's home. New services for the currently served market. Third category is new services for the currently served market. Uh, so they are providing services like their competitor. So these are the modest enhancement. These are the modest enhancement to the services. The competitors are providing similar services, and that particular organization is not providing such a services. So they keep adding services which competitors are providing. So example, a retailer adding coffee bar or children's play area. So we have a retail outlet like a Big Bazaar. We have a retail outlet like D-Mart. We have a retail outlet like Mega Mart, or Star Bazaar, or Aditya Birla More, Reliance Digital. And if they add coffee bar to their retail outlet, or if they add children's play area to their retail outlet, then it will be considered as new services for the currently served market, or modest enhancement in the services. There is a health club or gym which is offering nutrition class. Then again, this is also one more example of modest enhancement. Airline offering phone and internet service during the flight. So normally, when you when airline companies, they uh, uh, airline companies airline service providers, they do not allow to use phone and internet during the services. But if any company they come up with the some idea where we can use phone and internet services, so that can also be considered as modest enhancement or new services for the currently served market. So there is one more example. Under this category 3, we can also have radically new stand-alone services. Like we discussed, there are retailers who can add small enhancement, like a coffee area, tea coffee area, or children's play area. Likewise, we have a pet smart retailer. That pet smart retailer is providing accessories to pet, accessories for the pet to their owners, or they are also selling their pet. So these two services are already available. But if they tomorrow start providing pet hotels, now they have started, it is not the imaginary thing, they have actually started the pets hotel. So this service of pets hotel is altogether new standalone services provided by the pet smart company. So this will also come under the category 3, that is new services for the currently serving market. Now fourth category will be service line extension. Now, this is the most common type of service innovation. This is addition to the existing service line. Like if any restaurant is adding some menu to their menu list. So suppose one particular restaurant is having 100 menu and they are adding 20 more menu to their menu card. So this can be considered as service line extension. Suppose Air India is providing services to 100 destination and now they have added 10 more destination. So it is called service line extension. Then again, any particular law firm, they earlier providing civil, they earlier taking only civil cases, and now they have started taking criminal cases. So it can be considered as additional legal services. A university adding new degrees. Suppose take a university like a Pune University. They earlier they were not offering agricultural courses, agricultural degrees. Uh, Bachelor of Agriculture, Master of Agriculture, and now if they have started providing degrees in Bachelor of Agriculture and Master of Agriculture, then you can say that that is service line extension. Next is service improvement. So changes in the features of the services already offered might involve. So basically in service improvement, we do some changes to the features of the services. So services have some feature like product, we have some features. Services also have some features. In product, we what features we have? Suppose two wheeler. In two wheeler, you may have an external appearance. You may have engine capacity of the engine. You may have a storage area. You may have a pickup. You may have a braking system, or you may have color, design, like that features we may have. But in case of in case of the services, again we may have some similar features. So if we change those features, then it can also consider as a service improvement. Like earlier we were not providing fast service, but now we started providing fast service. Suppose DTDC courier, they earlier used to take 4 days for one particular courier delivery. Now they are taking just 1 day for the courier delivery. Like FedEx, they started they started providing overnight courier. So again, uh, one overnight courier is a big change. But if they earlier they used to take 4 days for the delivery, and now if they suppose started taking 3 days, so it can be considered as a service improvement. Then extended hours of services. So any particular retail outlet, suppose they used to close down at 9 p.m. in the evening or night. So if they start providing services till 11 o'clock, so that can be considered as a service improvement. Or you can take the example of NEFT, NEFT bank services. If NEFT services earlier was uh, provided till 5 p.m. in the evening, and now 24 by 7, if you are providing services, then it can be considered as service improvement or service innovation. Then added amenities in a hotel room. Suppose you earlier internet connection wireless internet connection was not available, wi-fi was not available in one particular hotel, and now they have added that facility to their hotel. So it can be considered as a service improvement. Next is style changes. uh, Modest, these are the modest service innovation. These are the highly visible and can have a significant effects on the customer's perception, emotion, and attitudes. So under the style changes, what all things we have? We have a changing the color scheme of the restaurant, revising the logo, redesigning the website, painting the aircraft, or like this. If we are changing some form of the uh, if there is a change in the style of that particular service, it may be color, it may be logo, it may be website, so that can be called as a style changes. These are the modest service innovation, and they are mostly focused on the visibility of the services. They are more concerned about the visibility of the services. Because of making style changes, that service will become more visible, that service will become more significant to the customers. Then we can say that uh, these are the style changes. After making style changes, customer perception will change, customer emotion and customer attitude will change to that particular service. Now next is innovating around the customer role. So earlier customer was having different types of role like user, buyer, payer, and if the customer change had changed by that particular company, so then that service is also called as innovative service. Like we can have an example of Netflix. Earlier Netflix used to give CD and DVD on rent, but for that we have to visit their store. After that they started providing delivery and we do not have to visit the Netflix store. After that they started providing services through some TV equipments like Xbox 360, PS3. Why? If you have these type of equipments attached to your TV, then they can stream movies or TV episode directly to your home, to your television. In After that, they started providing these movies and TV episodes through internet. Now they are into OTT format. So movie watching has not changed, but the role of the consumer has changed. So when the role of the consumer is changing, there also we can say that 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 will also be considered under service innovation, and we will categorize in group number 7. Category number 7. Now category number 8, innovation through service solution. In innovation through service solution, generally people provide complete or total solution. uh, Earlier we used to purchase only product, or we used to only purchase services, but now what customer is saying, we don't want just one product, or we don't want just one service, we want total solution to our problem. So if we are completely resolving the problem of the customer, if you are providing solution to the needs of the customer, expectation of the customer, if you are fulfilling the expectation of the customer completely by providing very good solution, it is not just a product, it is not just a one product, it is not just a one service. If you are taking care of complete solution, if you are providing complete solution to the customer, then that type of services will come under innovation through service solution. Many organizations realize that customers are not looking for one standalone product or service, but rather innovative solution to their problem. Traditionally, we thought solution is bundle of goods and services, but rather they are set of consumer-facing processes. So here we have to understand that why we are asking for the complete solution, because earlier people used to think that goods means bundle of some features, services means bundle of some features, but now we have understood that services are basically processes one after another. So these processes we have to prepare like that which will give complete solution to the customer. So when we talk about the processes, first of all we have to define the customer requirement. If we are saying that services are processes, then in that particular process, first step would be customer identifying customer requirement and defining it right, defining customer requirement properly. Then we have to customize and integrate goods and services. We have to customize and integrate goods and service. Have to- so that we can provide solution to the problems of the customer. Then we have to deploy integrated solution, complete solution, and after that we have to also consider post deployment customer support. So this is basically process like first step, second step, third step, fourth step. Then when we when we uh, when we talk about providing complete solution, in the first place we have to understand customers problem and jobs, and after understanding customer problem we have to identify how customer is how customer is solving that particular problem. We have to observe the steps customer is taking. We have to observe what customer is trying to do when that customer is facing problem, and after that observing these things we have to provide solution. Here they are focusing on processes as services as a processes. So here they are mentioning that services are actually customer activity chain or processes that will happen one after another. Uh, in customer solution, they have given example Kotak Gallery. So Kotak Gallery, if you see, they are into camera. They are manufacturing cameras. So they have come up with the solution for the customers like Kotak Gallery that offers all kinds of services online to enhance customers sharing of memories through photography. So customer was having problem that they need to have one particular album, okay, and that album should be properly arranged by date, by time, by size of the that particular photograph, resolution of that particular photographs. So Kodak Gallery come up with the innovative idea. They have a inbuilt software on their website. If you add photo to their website, if you upload photos over there, then they will prepare album for you, and that album will automatically take the photos, and it will automatically prepare the album, and photos will be taken. You can arrange the photo as per the date and time, and you can also uh, uh, customize that particular photos like you if you want particular size, shape, if you want tilted slightly, or if you want straight, if you want it in a square shape, if you want it in a square shape, or if you want somewhat tilted. In B2B context, this often translates into companies moving away from their traditional product offering into activities such as business process outsourcing, consulting, and managed services. So in B2B marketing, in industrial marketing, companies who are manufacturing equipments or product, now they are moving towards services. That is also called as service innovation. So companies are moving, organizations are moving towards outsourcing services, organizations are moving towards consulting services, organizations are moving towards management services. And we have one example like Xerox was earlier in manufacturing of printers and photocopy machines. But now Xerox is providing services. Which services? Document sharing services. So if you want to scan all the documents of your organization, if you want Xerox to manage all the documents of your service organization, so Xerox will do that work. So they will provide you software where you can scan all the documents and they will be kept secure, and each and every employee of your organization can uh, access that document within fraction of second. So this type of innovative services Xerox is providing. So here the point is Xerox, the companies like Xerox, who are earlier in the manufacturing sector, who are earlier in the product manufacturing sector, now they are slightly moving towards service sector, and they are providing services because there is more benefit, more profit in the services, and growth of the service sector is also increasing. So Xerox provide document management service whereby it can take over the management of all documents, digital and paper, within an organization. Many technology companies are also acquiring service firm, and they are entering into service sector. Like IBM acquired PwC, HP acquired EDS, and Dell acquired Perot System. Now, important consideration for the service innovation. Uh, Service innovation required both customers and employee involvement. So service sector will definitely require customer involvement and employee involvement. Why customer involvement? Because a customer specify what type of services they want. If you go to the doctor, you have to tell them what went wrong, what are the signs, what are the symptoms, what needs to be done, what is your exactly problem. So until and unless customer specify problem or patient specify problem, doctor cannot able to examine or check that customer very well, or he cannot able to provide right services, accurate services. So customers role is very important. Again, employee are the one who are providing particular services. So in case of hospitals, doctors and nurses, they are providing services to the patient. If employee and doctors are not skilled, if they are not trained, or if they are not properly motivated, compensated, they cannot able to provide the right services. Again, employee are in a better condition to estimate what are the capability of the organization to provide that particular service, or what are the issues, problems that organization is facing. So inputs from the customers and employees are very important. The customers and employee can play major role in service innovation. So employees are close to the customers and they can be very helpful in identifying customer needs. Employees can identify organizational issues, problems, capability, capacity, strength, and weaknesses. So employee can definitely play a major role in the service innovation. Customer can also give suggestions on the needs, how to satisfy the needs of the customers. So as they are the one who is going to consume the services, they have better idea how that can be done. So we have to involve customers and employees. There are two examples where companies are involving employees and customers in the innovation, service innovation. So Bank of America, they have a few branches in Atlanta, and these branches, they are exclusively kept for the service innovation. There they are involving their employees and their uh, customers, and they are keep on innovating their services. Similarly, Mayo Clinic has three big campuses in the USA, and at their Rochester campus, they are using employees like doctors and nurses, and they are also using customer their patients in for innovation of the services. Design thinking services engage a number of people, processes, and tangible elements. Services engage a number of people, processes, and tangible elements. Example: employees, customers, subcontractors, technology, equipment, physical spaces are need to be considered in service design. So in design thinking, what we do, we consider all the elements, all the factors, and we go for the service innovation. So if you are uh, if you decide that you will do service innovation through design thinking, you have to consider all the factors like employees, customers, subcontractors, technology, equipment, physical spaces. These are need to be considered before you go for the service innovation or service design. Service design aims to ensure service interfaces are useful, usable, desirable for the client's point of view, and efficient, effective, and distinctive from the supplier point of view. So if we use design thinking, if we consider all the elements in the service, then it will be win-win situation for the customer also, and it will be win-win situation for the employees also. So employee will have so employee or the manufacturer will have effective, efficient, and distinctive services, and customer will have useful, usable, and desirable interface of that particular service. Design thinking is among the 10 most priorities, will be 10 most priorities in the future. So there are some companies who are into design thinking like IDO in USA, Engine Service Design in UK. uh, if you are going for the design thinking, if you are using design thinking for the service innovation, there are five principles. The five principles you have to use for the service innovation. First is, if you are designing services, then these services should be user centric, customer centric. Services should be experienced and designed through the customer's eyes or from the customer's point of view. So customers need should be fulfilled. That is the very important expectation. That is the very uh, important criteria. The next is co-creative. All stakeholders should be included in the service design process. So you have to fulfill all the shareholders. You have to include all the shareholders. You have to ask all the shareholders their opinion, and then you have to go for the service design. Then sequencing. Service should be visualized as a sequence of interrelated actions. So services are basically processes, services are basically actions, one after the other. So in design thinking, you have to consider, when you are designing services, you have to have very good sequence of that particular services. Then evidences. Tangible services should be visualized in terms of physical artifacts. Tangible intangible services should be visualized in terms of physical artifacts. So whatever services you are going to design, whatever services you are going to innovate, they should be tangible. So the more services are tangible, more benefit that firm or the organization will get. Now, holistic, the entire environment of a service should be considered. So we have to consider all the factors in that particular environment before designing services. Service designers who adhere to these principles are engaged visualizing, formulating, and choreographing solutions that are not yet available. So if you are using these five principles, definitely that service will be very innovative, and that service will be very useful. Now, challenges of service innovation and design. So there are basically three, four challenges we have. Oversimplification, incompleteness, subjectivity, and biased interpretation. So, what are the challenges we are facing in service innovation? So, uh, uh, the basically services are intangible. So, their intangible nature itself is a big problem in service innovation. Again, for the description of the services, for the communication of the services, we use words, and words are not enough. Words are many times incomplete to describe the services. Because of that, also service innovation uh, may not takes place, or uh, there is a problem in service innovation. So it is very easy what you can see, there you can make changes or innovation, but it is very difficult if you have a problem in watching that particular thing, understanding that particular thing, describing that particular thing, communicating that particular thing. So with the services, what problem we have is intangibility. Then we cannot, intangibility of the services is a big problem. Then description of the services is a big problem. Communication of the services is a big problem. So these problems will make it more challenging to innovate the services. Sometimes we describe services in very simple form. Again, that is also a big challenge, because what we understand, our understanding of uh, the services are very simple, in very simple form, but actually services are very complex. Then again, the words which we are using, they give you very incomplete form of services, incomplete picture of service. Then again, that is very difficult to then that becomes very difficult for the innovation. Again, we use words which are very subjective, which are very vague, and again that creates problem in the service innovation. Next problem is bias interpretation. Sometimes the words which we use, my interpretation can be different, and others interpretation can be different. The words which is used by the manager, the words which is used by the supervisor, and words which are used by the employee may be the same, but their interpretation can be different. That will also make the problem in service innovation. So challenges in the service innovation: services are difficult to describe and communicate. So they are difficult to innovate. So whatever is difficult to describe and whatever is difficult to communicate will also be difficult to innovate. So how you will improve the hospital stay? So it is difficult to describe hospital stay. It is difficult to communicate hospital stay, because everybody will have different interpretation. Everybody will have subjective uh, information as per their experiences. Everybody will tell. So it is, hospital stay is not concrete for the innovation. Again, similar thing is with the golf lesson. So how you will describe, how you will communicate the golf lesson? So again, that makes the problem in service innovation. Then next is NBA basketball game. So if we consider training services, training basketball, or basketball competition, or basketball services. So again, NBA basketball game services are very difficult to describe and very difficult to communicate. So they are difficult to innovate. Again, the consulting services, IT consulting services are very difficult to describe, communicate, and innovate. Then many services, they have very long period, which that long period makes them complex. So when services are delivered or co-created with the customer over a long period of time, then they become complex. So 1 week's resort vacation, 6 months consulting engagement, multi-year business process outsourcing contract, 10 weeks weight loss program. These are the services which are taking longer period. So they become complex, they become difficult to define, describe, communicate, and they become difficult to innovate. Now, what are the problems? What are the challenges in service innovation that we are discussing? First of all, we require words to describe the services. We cannot able to show the services, so there is only one way to describe the services. It is words, but words many a times are inadequate to describe the services. Sometimes we use very simple words to describe the services, and that does not give the reality or 100% complete picture or understanding of that particular services. Like we used to say, for the portfolio management, many people say buying and selling of stock. So portfolio buying and selling of stock is just one aspect of portfolio management. There are many different things which we do in the portfolio management. So many a times we use words which give only basic understanding, only simple understanding of the of that particular services. So saying buying and selling of stock is a portfolio management is like saying something is flying, and we are saying that as a space shuttle. So when we somebody is asking us to describe space shuttle, we are saying something that flies in the sky, that is called space shuttle. So somebody may not understanding, somebody may consider it as a bird, somebody may consider it as a helicopter, somebody may consider it as a shuttle, but very few people will understand something that flies is a space shuttle. So this is the problem with using simple words. So if you are using simple words, they cannot able to describe that particular service completely. Or if you use simple word, then it will be very difficult to innovate those service because of poor understanding and poor communication. The next is incompleteness of these services. The second risk of using word alone is incompleteness. Like if there is brokerage firm and they are providing stock brokering services, then they used to take orders from the customer, but they fail to describe and communicate the monthly statement, and they also fail to tell the customer how their computer system are working, how interactive they are. So this I have personally observed when I was using the brokerage service from one particular company. They did not inform me how I have to read the monthly statement, how monthly statement will be generated, and what are the significance of monthly statement. Again, I also don't know what are the how their computer systems and softwares are working. I have to learn by understanding how their softwares are working. So I have to invest some time in that. So many times words will not give complete picture of the that particular service. So it is very difficult if you cannot understand something completely, how you are going to innovate? No, you cannot innovate. Then the problem with the words is they are subjective. So we define services by words, and words can be subjective. uh, Subjectivity, so it the description of services or communication of the services can be biased by the personal experiences. Like fast food restaurant, we may feel that those who are using the fast food restaurant, they understand fast food services completely, but it is not like that. Those who are using banking services, do they understand banking services completely? No. Those who are using services of equity firms, brokerage firms, do they understand that particular service 100% completely? No. Even marketing person, operation person, finance person will describe that particular service differently. So bank if you take the banking sector, marketing person will define banking services differently. Operation person will define banking services differently. Finance person will define or have different description of banking sector. So services are subjective. They are dependent. They will be described or communicated on the personal experience. So that will be considered as a biased communication, biased description. Again, suppose there is one example, like if a supervisor is saying that be responsive to the customer, be quick to the customer, be flexible to the customer. Supervisor is saying to its employee who is delivering service, be responsive to the customer, be quick to the customer, and be flexible to the customer. So if uh, the meaning and interpretation of the responsiveness and quick service and flexible service of supervisor and employee is same, if the interpretation is same for supervisor, by the supervisor and by the employee, who is providing service, then employee will provide right service. If the interpretation of the employee about the responsiveness, quick service and flexible service is not same as per the supervisor or as per the manager, then employee may not able to understand, may not able to provide the exact service which is expected by the supervisor or manager. So there is a problem with the interpretation. So people have different interpretation of the words used to describe the services. That's why there is a problem with the service innovation. Unless the term flexibility is further defined, the employee is likely to interpret the word differently than the manager. So if manager is not explaining what he means by the responsiveness, or what he means by the quick service in that particular, for that particular service, or until and unless manager define what is flexible service to that particular employee, the interpretation of the employee will be definitely different than the manager and supervisor. So these are basically challenges in providing services. So we have finished service innovation topic. Again, there are some example like eBay, which is we will see some examples that we have collected from the internet. So we have a finished the topic, but we are just discussing the examples. eBay, which is into online auction, which is providing online auction services. So these are basically a new way of buying and selling through a community of individual users. So online auction services, eBay companies present, and they are giving new services, a new way of buying and selling through community of individual users. So earlier, the auction used to happen at one place, but eBay company started providing online auction. Then there is a one more company, Rainer, which is into airline services, a new way of consuming air travel with the no frill service and emphasis on economy. So this particular service company, airlines service provider, Rainer, they are not providing any free services, but their ticket fare, airfare is very low, and people would like to go with the Rainer airline services because the ticket fare is low, airfare is low, the price of that particular ticket is low. Amazon is into retailing, and they are providing new way to buy the goods. So Amazon uh, come up with the online retailing services. So we can say that that is service innovation. Then Napster and iTunes, they are into music retailing industry. They come up with the new way of downloading music online. So earlier we used to purchase CD and DVD. Now we are downloading music from the website. Now Google is providing internet search engine. So earlier we used to get the information from the books. Now Google is providing a search engine, internet search engine, that is the faster way to search for information on the internet. Now party gaming is a company which is providing online gambling like poker. So gambling and gaming from the comfort of your own home. So earlier we used to visit one particular place, a retail outlet for such services, gambling services, but now they are available online. Now Facebook earlier was providing online sharing of music, images and news. uh, Facebook, we all know, they are providing sharing of images, news, various posts and music. Earlier such services were not available, and we used to dependent on the television, then newspapers, magazines for such a services. So Facebook started providing social networking services online. So YouTube is online video and film archive, and they started providing services like a community of users sharing homemade video clips plus recorded favorite clips from the movies. So YouTube is providing uh, video clips, and those are shared by the users or subscribers or the customers of the YouTube. Earlier, such a type of services were not available, so it is considered as a service innovation. So today we have seen service innovation. We have also discussed a lot of examples. Hope you have understood this topic. Thank you so much.